Before we get started with the show, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Atmos Planning, financial planners turning visionaries into meaningful millionaires. Our second sponsor of the day is Planet Duct. Reach out to them for any of your air duct cleaning needs. Now, let's get on with the show. Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast, the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today, we have on for the third time. I just realized, you're not the third time. Michael Schoening was last week.
Hey, it's all good, man. My third time.
Yeah, your third time. We were talking before the show how I thought he was the third episode, but I just realized we just had a third episode.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm just excited to vibe out with you and talk business, discuss business and what we got going on, and it's a pleasure to be here, man. So.
Yeah, for sure. See, and I'm already forgetting to switch. I don't know if you saw that. I was like, I forgot to put it on you, but we can hear you, though.
We're vibing out, bro. That's all that matters, We're vibing out,
Yeah. So I actually didn't say your name yet. Diego Lujan.
Yeah.
Here with Plumb-Tech and Alpha Elite. And,
yes,
and actually, I guess you could say recent. It's been like a mind baby. You've been building this thing for quite some time. So.
Yeah, bro. Let's just go into the trade school that I've been working on for the last year and a half, right? It's been a vision of mine for the last 5 years prior.
Okay.
But when COVID hit is when I really said, hey, it's time for me to rise up and step up as a leader within my community, not only in the community, but within this world, right? So Plumb-Tech came to birth. And we've been grinding the last year and a half on this vision, on this idea. And just like anything in life, right? You got to crawl before you walk. And it's been a lot of crawling, let me tell you.
Okay.
A lot of baby steps, know, but the universe aligned me with some great people that can really help bring my vision and idea to life, right? Because I was talking with Frank one day, and he goes, "You know what you are, Diego?" He's like, "You're a visionary."
Okay.
He was like, and you see the vision, right? The long-term vision, which I am. He goes, you need help with the steps to get there.
Yeah.
Cause I got so much going on in life, right? That I need help with the steps. So Frank connected me with Rihanna. With HR branches. She's just a dope human being, man. She's just a really good person, and I'm full of gratitude for her because we connected. And we started putting the train in motion to really bring the idea and the vision of Plumb-Tech to birth.
Nice, like all like the systems and all the.
Not really so much the systems and stuff, but really help and guide me with the state and to be a accredited school. So I said we got to crawl before we walk, right? Part of the trade school is we're gonna start offering 8 hours continued education, right? Now you say, what does that mean? Well, for plumbers in the state of Colorado, they passed a bill that just went into effect May 1st. Plumbers in the state of Colorado have to do 8 hours of continued education.
Okay, like 8 hours a year? Or
8 hours every year.
Okay.
And I think that is awesome. I'm a huge advocate for the education within the trades. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. I'm the younger generation that's really saying, hey, plumbing has took me out of poverty, right? It saved my life, and it can do the same for you. So that is the first launch that we're doing is June 1st of Plumb-Tech, right? And man, it's been a lot of grinding to get here. You know that.
Yeah.
You've been grinding for, I've known you since, couple years since you've been here?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years now, eh?
Yeah, and I've seen what you've built in that short amount of time, and you know how much work it is.
Yeah, no, for sure, man.
So we're just going to be offering that 8 hours credit, continued education for licensed plumbers. We launched June 1st. Been a lot of money invested and a lot of work. So
by offering, you mean you're giving that away to the community?
No.
Okay.
No. We're registered through the state.
Okay.
As accredited 8 hours continued education class provider.
Oh, okay. So you guys are going to be offering that service that plumbers
can
come and check it out and get what they need to continue to do business.
Exactly. And there's 3,500 licensed plumbers in southern Colorado, actually in Colorado Springs. And
so there's business for you.
There's definitely business, yeah.
For Plumb-Tech.
There's definitely business, man. So, and I'm not. Obviously, businesses have to make money in order to provide those opportunities, right? But this is more of a sense of, hey, I'm gonna be educating, elevating, motivating, and inspiring these tradesmen to continue on with their journey as plumbers.
Yeah.
And so that's the first part of the school, and then obviously as we start creating some revenue and getting the name out there, which you're gonna help me with, by the way, then we can go into a full-fledged plumbing apprenticeship, right? Offer the community and whoever wants to be in the apprenticeship an opportunity to come be in a full licensed apprenticeship through the Department of Labor in the state.
Okay.
So it's it's something that I had a vision on, and just like anything in life, right? You got to take action.
Yeah.
You could read all the podcasts, you could read all the books in the world, but if you don't do something with that, if you don't take action, then it's all for nothing, right?
Yeah, man. It's the action. It really is. It's that one saying, I find the harder I work, the luckier I get, so.
That's right, man. It's true, bro. It's very true. So that's just, that's a little bit about Plumb-Tech.
Okay.
I've had some great people give me a hand along the way, right? Because I am running a full-fledged plumbing, now heating and air business.
Yeah.
So
which is Alpha Elite Plumbing and Heat, if you didn't know.
Exactly.
Long supporter of the show.
Long supporter of the show, supporter of Andrew.
We actually got your OG hat before you rebranded.
I know, I rebranded. Yeah, I did rebrand.
Let me switch this camera right here. Okay, yeah.
Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love.
Yeah.
So like between being a father of four, being a husband, working in Alpha Elite, and in January we started our heating, our HVAC division, and working on the school, man, I've been a busy man,
Yeah,
So I've actually lost opportunities to go to networking events and networking groups, right, which is part of being in business.
Yes.
But I've had to buckle down and really focus and get geared up towards our future.
Yeah, that makes sense, man.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. We'll get more into that in this episode. Let me roll this intro music real quick, and then we'll get started.
Cool, bro.
This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. I've had that intro since the beginning.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
I actually all I did was memorize it and just re-record it with
dope.
these better microphones. So it's the same intro, but remastered.
Love it, man. I love it.
And I just forgot to switch the camera right there, so it was blank for like 2 seconds there. Dead air. But we could hear us, so it's a podcast.
We're just vibing out, bro.
Yeah, man.
We're vibing out, and like I said, this is my third time. I didn't want to come on here and speak all about myself and the businesses, this and that. I understand it's a business podcast, but I'm just happy to be here with you on a Saturday and vibe out with you, man.
Yeah, man, it's great.
Every time I get in your presence, I just, one thing I had to realize in business is there's real people with all different backgrounds, right? And you're a real one, Andrew.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, dude.
Likewise, bro. I see what you're doing in this community and how your podcast has grown your business. And that should be inspiring to anybody watching this.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, hell yeah, dude. That's what's up. So let's talk about your business, Plumb-Tech, a little bit more.
Sure.
And I'd kind of like to know what inspired you to want to get into it. You kind of already touched on that a little bit, how it kind of got you out of poverty, and you want to put that on or help bring other people.
I seen a lack of to be blunt and honest, bro. I seen a lack of education within the plumbing trade. For non-union employees, right? Union is their own monster.
Okay.
They educate their people. So I'm non-union, right? I've always been non-union. And I just seen a lack of education within the trades. And I felt like it was, felt like it was my job as a man, as a leader in my industry to say, hey, nobody else is trying to do what I'm trying to do, so why don't I step up and be the pioneer of making a difference, in the education. So that's what really inspired this. And then when COVID hit, it just solidified my belief in the vision that I saw.
Okay, so it was already boiling in your mind, and you're like,
for a long time,
really want to start trade school. That's interesting. Not everyone wants to go and start a trade school, so that's cool.
yeah. And there's conflict with the name, right? Trade school. We're actually going to be a full-fledged apprenticeship.
Okay.
But we're also going to offer, like online classes or whatnot to people that are not in this community, right? So somebody in New York can sign up for a class and learn.
Okay.
Somebody in California can sign up on an online class and learn,
and get certified and everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of moving parts to this school, but again, you got to crawl before you walk. So Yeah, man.
So when do you think you're going to be walking?
As soon as I launch, June 1st.
Nice.
We're gonna be walking, and then by the end of the year, we're gonna be jogging.
Okay.
And then going into 2022, we're gonna be full-fledged sprint.
Okay.
So doing some burpees.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Yeah.
And you know this, Andrew. You can contest to this that nothing happens overnight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a very impatient individual.
Yeah.
I want everything, and I want everything now.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, my plumbing business has really humbled me throughout the years.
Okay.
To understand that nothing good happens overnight, and it takes a great group of individuals, a team. You know, like how you created the partnership with the podcast here.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a team to really elevate and grow what you're trying to do.
It does, yeah.
And that's what my main focus after we launch is to solidify a good team and just progress, and work with like-minded individuals that believe in the education of the trades, that believe in the future generations of the trades, and really run with that, So just like with COVID, right? There's one thing COVID did do for my industry. Mm-hmm. It solidified the plumber's place in this world.
Okay.
It did, bro.
How did it do that?
We didn't miss a beat.
Okay.
We did not miss a day of work. We were actually working 7 days a week, around the clock, and like I give credit to our first responders. They were out on the front lines, taking care of people, taking care of COVID patients, the community. But in the back end of things, people don't realize how important plumbers played a part in the COVID year, right?
Interesting.
Plumbers were behind the scenes. We were making sure your water was flowing, your domestic water was flowing, so you could wash hands. So, the first responders could be able to do their job. Systems were shutting down. We would be there, So I just want to take a moment to recognize all the plumbing and heating and electricians in the industry and say thank you, right? Because a lot of us just do it because that's how we're bred, right? We don't need no recognition or nothing like that. But I want to take a moment to recognize the trades over this course of this last year and a half.
Yeah, for sure. Because no unemployment checks, nothing. Still working hard,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even busier. And I respect men and women that do that. So thank you.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah. Thank you guys. And that's cool, man. So I do 100% agree with the team building thing. That's actually what I stepped into 2021, like realizing, okay, I've been being a lone wolf, and I've said this multiple times, but I realized in 2021, I realized I'm gonna make this entire year. I'm focusing on building a team, and growing that. Got Marcus on board with the podcast. And really focusing on how I'm going to do that with Vehement as well. Like I've been trying to figure that out. Trying to get maybe even a COO or something like that to help with certain things. But my main focus, before I even go on a COO, I just need to get some. I guess the problem why I haven't grown is because I needed consistent work. If I'm going to hire someone, I need to be able to bring them consistent work.
Yes, that's important.
So it's like important. I need to get consistent work for myself first before I could even think about, hiring anyone.
And sometimes, Andrew, in my experience, you just hire and you just grind it out.
Yeah. Okay.
And God will always provide, man, as long as you keep your faith in Him and wake up every day, put your pants on, lace your boots up, and go to work. And because there's been moments, man, where I was in your same situation, right? I want to grow, just didn't know how to get there.
Yeah. What did you do?
I took action, bro.
Okay.
Action. That's my favorite word is action. Okay. I just took action and obviously pray to God every day. Hey, guide me, give me the strength to make the right decisions in my business and in my life to progress. I took a lot of losses in 2019. But we're coming back, and we're coming back stronger than ever, man. So, it's just, you got to have faith and just do it.
Yeah.
And if you lose, right, the way I look at it, if you lose, you only lose if you quit. You only lose if you give up, right? It's only a lesson if you took a loss and keep going, so. Yeah.
And sometimes, one thing I learned, I've always had the mentality, failure is not an option for Vehement.
Never.
And that's just how I looked at it. But then someone told me, like I told them that, and then they instantly, like, without even missing a beat, they're like, failure is always an option. And then I looked at it at a different perspective. I was like, okay, although failure is not an option, it is an option as well. Like.
Well, if we're being, I'm a realist, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republic. I'm not political. Mm-hmm. I'm a realist. Right? Okay. I look at the real situations in real life every day, and sometimes we fail, right? But it's okay to fail because that's a new beginning. It's a new start to get better, to learn from that experience.
And I think that's what he was getting at too when he said that. And that's exactly the way I was still looking at, it's not an option, but also it's okay if it does happen, because
I guess the thing to that is I want to add is you never quit and you never give up, right? Because we're going to have failures in life, but you never quit. You never get up. You keep pushing forward. You learn from your experience of what you went through, right? Because like with me, bro, I've had a very traumatic life, right? A lot of trauma in my life, and it's only made me better, and it's only made me want to treat people better and give back, and but you can only give back if you're up, right?
Yeah.
You can't give back if you're down.
No,
so
for sure, yeah.
That's why we're grinding, and that's what this school is about, bro, is giving back to my industry that saved my life, that's been good to me. And I just want to see people in the industry grow, you know? Like, for example, right? A lot of people in the restaurant industry lost their jobs, and they realized, shit, I need to make a career change, you know? So we hired this young man, you know? He's 30 years old. I call him young man because he's not experienced in the trades, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And we're a different type of breed, bro. We really are. And He was a restaurant manager at Texas Roadhouse for a long time. He came in. He just excels as a plumber. He's only been doing it 4 months. Okay. And he just excels. You know, not everybody is built for plumbing. You know, that's why I really, in the school, I'm going to preach it's a lifestyle. You know, I compare plumbing to how I compare life, right? It's full of challenges and obstacles and pain, but if you let it consume you, then you'll ultimately fail, you know, and if not, then you'll progress. So, and this young man has really just surpassed anything I thought of, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, he's got a great leader, so it makes sense.
I try, bro. You know, I thought I was a good leader in 2019, and I got humbled real quick and realized, wow, I was not a good leader at all, you know. Okay. And I've grown from that, right? I've grown from it, and it's all about the systems and processes that you have in your business, right? Because what I've learned in business, and this is going to go for you too when you start hiring people, is it's impossible to manage people. It's impossible. Okay. But if you have systems and processes in place that you can hold people accountable to, then you can manage those systems and processes. In return, managing people. It's the only way you can manage people.
And what are some of those systems and processes?
Just everything that you having a checklist in your business, right? Like, say you have a receptionist. Well, she needs a playbook on how to do her job. So she can look at and reference every single day, just like our technicians. They need a playbook every single day so they can reference it and say, okay, did I do my job? When I pulled up to this house, did I do the proper steps before even going into this house? You know what I mean? Yeah, like just with sales as well, is you have to give your techs, your technicians a playbook to make those sales.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I've recently watched The Undercover Billionaire with Grant Cardone in it. And there's this one part where none of the employees that they're hiring for Wake Up Pueblo like trust him because he's also like lying about his name and stuff like that. And so he feels bad about all that. So it's like hard for them to trust him because anytime they ask him something personal, he has to kind of like veer it left. And so what he did, he literally stayed up until like 4 a.m. like writing out a 50-page playbook for all of those people, so that they can really understand and know exactly what to do and trust him. So that's that playbook again, managing those people.
That's what I have learned for the course of these 5 years in business, is that is the most important part of any business, bro, is your systems and procedures.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think the reason why people would be reluctant to that, because that's more work, like
it's a lot of work, bro. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a job in itself, man.
Yeah.
But without that playbook, dude, for your team and for your business, you will never grow, right? Like one of my favorite books is The E-Myth, right?
You told me that on the first episode, I think. I still haven't heard it yet, though.
I love that book, bro.
I say her because I listen to books.
Sure. Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I love that book. I read that book at least twice a month. Audiobook, obviously, I don't have time to sit there and read, but I listen to that book at least twice a month, and I've implemented everything in that book in my business. And it's just you have to have those, bro.
That's what we were talking about. I think that's where that saying, work in your business or on your business instead of in your business.
Yeah.
A lot of that is, from what I'm gathering, the E-Myth is kind of based around that.
Sure, and here's the thing too, right? Once you have those systems and processes in place, bro, I could work in my business, right? Mm-hmm. Because I have a playbook for my team to go by. Mm-hmm.
You mean work on your business?
No, I mean work in it.
Oh, in it, okay.
That's therapy for me.
Okay, you like it, yeah.
I love working with my hand. I'm a blue collar man.
And I see that, man. I see that.
I just, and the hard part for me is to be the businessman, Something I have to pray on every day and learn and grow from it. Mm-hmm. Just like, it took me 16 years to get the experience I have in the plumbing industry and heating industry. Imagine what in 16 years in the business industry where I'll be.
Yeah.
I'm just getting started.
Yeah, same.
I'm
here,
just getting
man.
started,
Same
bro. I am just getting started, and I have learned all the hard lessons the last 5 years that I'm grateful for, right? Because now I know what not to do.
No, for sure. Yeah,
and I know what to do, and I know where we're headed, right?
Yeah,
you should build your business every day to be a franchise. That's how you should. Mm-hmm. You should build your business like how McDonald's operates.
Did you know that the business podcast? Not gonna try to give away any secrets. Give it. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, I don't mind giving it away because I know no one's. I mean, I'm already 2 years ahead of someone.
You're killing it, bro. Nobody can touch you here in the Springs.
So I do want to franchise out the business podcast model. Say we're gonna have a Kansas City business podcast. Have a host. Have the person buys it out there like a franchise, or maybe even incorporate it. But someone buys the franchise, they either hire the host or they either be the host. They hire the person who does the switching. All the systems that we've dialed in here, because this is a lot of work to figure all this stuff out, and at the way we have, at the level we have too. Like this,
I agree.
This is like this kind of studio, and the way we're setting it up could easily be $100,000 studio, but we've made it to where it's like manageable, and able to get into.
You will have $100,000 studio one day, bro.
Yes,
I already see that. Right? I already see it.
Yeah, for sure.
And to add to that, if there's anyone in the Colorado Springs area that specializes in franchisees, come talk to me and Andrew.
Yeah, exactly. So I see a big vision in that with the podcast. Like however franchises work, whether the original company gets a percentage or whatever it is, but have a Kansas City business podcast. I actually want to host the Starbase business podcast, which is Starbase, Texas, which is the city Elon Musk is building. Yeah. I want to create another business podcast out there because my goal is, and I've said this a few times on this podcast already, my goal is to headquarter Vehement Visuals out at Starbase, Texas. And then start networking, kind of like I did here, networking in Starbase, Texas. I'll get in the right connections, maybe even connecting with Elon himself. Yeah. Because you're in the vicinity. That's how you do it, like.
Write it on paper. Yeah. Write the steps that it's going to take to get there, and then do it.
Well, I'm only explaining half of the vision right now.
Keep us wondering what the other half is, bro.
Well, the other half is I want to do that so that I can get the opportunity to become the first video production company in space. And that's my goal.
That's a large vision.
Yes.
A lot of people will look at you like you're crazy, but I believe you.
Yeah, no,
I believe you, bro.
Yeah.
Because I've said some off-the-wall shit, excuse my language, on my visions, and I've had a lot of doubters just look at me like, yeah, okay, Diego. But then I do it and do it and do it and do it and do it.
The thing is I've been saying that I've been going to go to Mars since 2012. Like I even have memories on Facebook that say I can pull the receipts is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, that's
and
what's
it's a vision that I've had, and now I've figured out a path I think that can actually get me there. Yeah. Which is being a valuable video producer, because they're gonna need a video guy to really document everything on Mars. Yeah. So
hey, sky's the limit, bro.
Yeah, the Mars is the limit.
I don't discredit anybody's vision anymore, bro, because I've seen some ordinary people make great accomplishments, right? I'm one of them.
Yeah.
You know,
For
in
sure.
my eyes, you know, and it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. That's why when I say I believe you 110%, I believe you. Because 2 years ago when I met you, I believed all this, bro. I seen your vision when you told me, and here it is.
Yeah.
You know?
When I was like recording on just popping up a camera and
your little tape recorder or whatever.
My phone,
you know?
actually, dude.
Yeah. That was we did the first podcast together.
Yeah.
Was it episode number 6? And it was on your phone.
I think it was 6. Yeah.
In my shop, man. And now look at you. You know. So.
Yeah, definitely building it, and you know, it's only through sacrifice and lots of hard work, though.
No, I'm gonna change your mind here. I'm gonna change your mind. I quit using the word sacrifice.
Okay.
So this year I swapped my mentality and how I use that word sacrifice. I changed that word sacrifice to investment. I'm not making sacrifices anymore. I'm making investments. You know.
Yeah, because investments are risk. I mean, you have to take a risk.
Yeah. You know, and I told my wife, I said, I'm not sacrificing my time from you guys. I'm making investments for our future. You know, and since I swapped that word, I don't use that word at all now.
I like it.
I used to use it all the time.
Okay, yeah.
Just my logic and thinking.
Yeah.
Right?
I think last time you were on, you had a similar scenario to where there was a specific word that you don't use. Based on, and no, words are huge, and I 100% agree with that, because the way you talk is what you manifest, and
it's true.
The way,
and what you think, bro, right? Because I've been in a spot in my business where I didn't think there was no way out. I was negative. I was not positive, and then I just took action, bro, and changed everything around. And I truly believe our minds, who we are, we're our greatest, biggest enemy. You know what I mean? We either make it happen or we don't.
And we're also our greatest, biggest hero.
Exactly. You know? So, and what I realized, right? Nobody is going to come on a white horse to save you, to save me. It's up to us to be that person on the white horse, bro.
Yeah. No, for sure, man.
Seriously. I know that from experience.
I'm going to get a Alapalooza horse. I think that's what they call it. Those are the ones with the black and white ones. They look like Dalmatian horses, essentially, and I have a Dalmatian, so
that's cool.
I'd like to have a giant version of her.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be cool.
I got some silly ideas, dude.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of ideas, while we were talking about systems and processes and making that playbook, I just thought of a badass thing, you know, do video, make your playbook with video. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can really communicate better through that avenue. I mean, of course, have your checklist right there, but even in the video, you can pop your checklist up on in the video. Yeah. You can even implement the videos within certain systems and software to where they can actually work through the video and progress through it.
I'm sure there's companies doing that all over.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I know.
And
it's training videos essentially.
Like I was in California 4 or 5 weeks ago on some sales training. And Victor Rancor, he's a business owner there of a heating and plumbing business and a Service Hero training, and he's kind of doing that right now, man. And he's crushing the game, you know. And that's like part of networking, right? I think it's super valuable and important to build connections within your industry all across the world, right? Because like I don't know about you, but Instagram has been huge for me, bro.
Yeah, I know it's one of your biggest platforms,
bro. To solidify relationships with tradespeople in other cities, right? Like I just went to California. Besides the airfare and the sales training that I spent money on, guess how much money I spent there?
I couldn't guess.
$0.
Okay.
You know, I got up with about 30 different plumbing business owners, same background as me, same everything, rolled the red carpet out for me. I mean, it was a humbling, a very just great experience to sit there with 30 different business owners, like-minded individuals, and have a good time and to discuss industry, you know, and business. And I think it's very important for people to do that, man.
I 100% agree, and I wouldn't be where I am at without my video production community that I'm in. You know, it's a bunch of other people, other video production people who want to start video production companies all across the world, different areas. And I actually paid for sales training from that too. Exactly, precisely from that. And so I'm in like a student group too, where like they have like a free group where there's like 6,000 people that want to like make video producing their career, whether they're beginners or experts. Because we got people in that group. This dude, he had his first biggest month. Not his first biggest month, but he had his biggest month in March, and he broke down exactly what it was, what he did. It was like a $300,000 month in video production.
Yeah, bro, so, that's a lot of, we're grinding.
Yeah.
You know, and you can be there.
Yeah.
you will be there.
No, for sure.
You know, and that's the important
What's crazy
thing
is he does it, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, bro.
He does it. He does it in Thailand. You know, like
Yeah.
there's business everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah. No, and that's you know, and that's just those systems and processes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That you taking the time to invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Self-education is the key. You know.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without that. Like,
Sure.
That's actually where I got a lot of my motivation from at first, like to see that it was possible, because in that group they have this thing called #DealClosed, and people break down exactly what the deal is. They break down exactly how they got it, and they break down lessons from it. And like people do that. Like, this doesn't benefit them. Like, they do that because they're excited about the group, the culture that has been built there. Like,
well, that's the thing. It does benefit them in a way of them passing on the knowledge, right?
Yes, yeah,
And that's
yeah.
part of this training school that I'm creating is the same thing, right? It's not geared towards sales.
Mm-hmm.
It's geared towards leadership in the industry. It's geared towards teaching these people how to be plumbers. You know, that's what it's geared towards.
well, sales is huge though for success.
Well, but again, it's more of a trade school, not a sales school.
Yeah.
Sales school will
exactly,
follow.
yeah. And that's actually the group I was just talking about. It's literally no one can talk about gear in that group. It's not allowed. Like, it's focused on sales, but as a video production company.
Sure.
So like it's
Well, without sales, we wouldn't be able to do what we do and create
Yeah.
opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And believe me, I'm huge on sales.
yeah. And I'm in another group as well where it's just the videography side of it, where it's just it's not about the sales side of it. So I have like two different groups that really focus in on different sides of the business, you know.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's awesome.
But yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
been huge, and like I only brought that up because you were saying how like you learn from all these other plumbers from all across the world. I mean, Brandon Kirk does the same thing too. Like, he goes to an air duct convention. Like, it's funny how every industry has like I was in Sioux Falls in November, and like at the hotel we were at, people were wheat farmers convention, you know, like just for wheat farmers. Like, there's conventions everywhere for every kind of industry.
You have to network, bro, and really get out of your comfort zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, like I know a lot of people in the community that are just like me, tatted up, look like me, you know, don't look very approachable, but we're some of the best people in this community.
For sure.
And they're like, Diego, I want to get out, I want to network, you know, but I don't know how to put myself out there. Just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what you gotta do, man.
I'm a big person. I have a huge personality, bro.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I have no filter sometimes, but I'm just real. I'm just me. You know, and this is what you see is what you get. You know, I was raised right with morals. I got a big heart, and that's why I'm gonna be successful, bro.
No,
that's
for sure.
More than I already am.
And you know, I 100% agree with that. And so much so, I was listening to this book called The Go-Giver. I don't know if you've heard it or checked it out yet.
I'll check it out.
But it is so amazingly written. It's written as like a story too, so it's like it takes you through like the process, and like you like want to know what's next, what's gonna happen next, because it's like it's an actual like story, but it's about like this guy who's going through. There's this really like big business guy, and like he gets connected with him. But the reason I brought it up is because what were you just saying? Shit. I lost my train of thought.
I lost my train of thought too, bro.
I was bringing it up because
about networking and
there's like
having a big heart and you know, just being me. You know?
Yeah. So in that book, there's certain like laws, like certain principles, and one of them they were just talking about like there was this one principle about, I forget what it was, but it was basically, you know, how like certain things. It basically validated how I was already thinking and what I believed in, and you know, like, because it's called the Go-Giver, like instead of the Go-Getter.
Well, giver's
the
gain,
Go-Giver.
right?
Yeah.
Giver's gain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Giver's gain, and I truly believe that the more you give, the more you're gonna gain out of life. You know, and the world would be a better place if a lot more people were like that. But unfortunately, it's not. You know, so but yeah, man, yeah.
It's a really good book though, and I forget the exact law, but like there's that moment in that book where they said specifically something that validated something that I was already doing, and like I was so like happy, like I had like a little tear roll up in my eye, dude. Like I was like, man, because it really proved to me like what I'm doing is the right thing. I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah,
and
you are, bro. You are.
It didn't matter.
You're giving business owners the opportunity to put themselves out there, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, and you're the only one doing it in Colorado Springs. Like this.
Yeah, like this, yeah.
You know?
It's crazy. And, you know, I see people pop up, you know, wanting to do something. I see people inspired by me wanting to do some things. But then a few months later, where is it at? I don't hear it, see it, or know anything about it.
Yeah.
Like the majority of podcasts or any, whatever you want to call this, I guess. I mean, I call it a podcast, but
it's a podcast, business podcast.
Yeah, the majority of podcasters don't make it past the 15th episode because people see it and they're like, it's gonna be easy, and then it's not. It's work, man.
It's work, bro.
Like when I was first doing it, I was doing it once a week, and I started setting up video, and we were doing it with the video, and I got to like episode like 15, I think, until COVID hit, and then COVID hit, and like I just stopped because I couldn't. Like, the first 6 weeks, you couldn't really...
that's exactly why me and you were gonna do some business, right? And I don't mind. Do you mind if I talk about the business that we're gonna do moving forward?
Let's do it. Yeah.
So right, you're gonna help me grow Plumb-Tech Trade School, right? By doing 4 posts or a post a day for us and 4 episodes a month. It's a lot of work, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's there's the podcast, and then there's the videos, and then there's the photos. It's called the Big Moves campaign because it's a big
moves, people.
Yes.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what Andrew just said? Big moves.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and that's
sir.
why me as a mover in the community wants to partner with another mover in the community and make big moves.
Yes, and I'm making a whole campaign around it, dude. I got some graphics going. It's like I
seen that video you sent me, bro. I was impressed.
Oh, nice. I
was impressed, man, and
yeah, I'm dedicated, man.
It's just the right timing for me when I could pull the trigger, right? Because again, I've invested $30,000 of my own money in Plumb-Tech, of my own personal money in Plumb-Tech, and I haven't seen a return yet because we haven't done no classes or anything, you know.
Yeah.
So I gotta
not open yet.
That's what I'm saying. So I gotta grow that back to be able to, make investments to keep growing.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
and that's what I mean by it takes time. It takes time, commitment, effort. You gotta stay down for the cause. Because if you ain't down with the cause, and if you don't believe, in what you're doing, then it ain't gonna happen. You know, and so I'm excited, bro. I'm excited to do some business with you and see what that looks like. And I want to, obviously that'll be a year contract or whatnot. I want to see the growth, not only for me, but for you in a year from now. Where do you see yourself? In a bigger podcast studio?
Oh, yeah.
In your $100,000 podcast studio?
Yes, sir. Yes,
see it. I see it.
Yes, we're going to be like a news station, like what's that show that's on the news where they let locals, Living Local, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, Living Local.
That set is one of those $100,000 sets, you know. So
they're the news channel too.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They got the news back.
They got the budget.
Have you been on Living Local? Or
I haven't. No, but I've seen a few people that have.
Bro, they got it's so crowded with plumbers and heating industries on the Living Local.
Interesting. It's got a lot of people. I haven't seen plumbers and heaters. I also don't watch TV.
I don't watch it either, but when I do, it's always plumbing and heaters, and I'm like, I know that owner, or I know that person,
Nice. But and if there's anything that is like this podcast, it is that. But even that is nothing like what this podcast.
Wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with exposing or giving people exposure. Saying, hey, because if you ain't learning from your competitors, then what are you really doing?
Yeah.
You got to learn what are they doing that works for them? What are we doing that is better? Right, and it's just it's just learning as you go.
And that's a philosophy that I think can be taken and also not taken, because a school of thought, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I think it's also good to just focus on what you're doing and figure out how to and focus on how to do that best.
I agree, but it's a little different in my industry.
Okay, yeah.
So I agree with that though. So
because what happens with me is I see other people and it drives me, yes. But I'm a very emotional guy. So sometimes I let it get to me.
No, not you. So I'm a very emotional person as well.
So sometimes I let it get to me, so it's best to just not even focus on it. Just focus on me doing the best I can possibly do.
Yeah.
And just build the biggest building. That's how Gary puts it.
To each their own, brother. To
Yes.
each their own.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why I'm excited to do business with you for the Plumb-Tech Trade School podcast and all that is because I got so much to say and educate and elevate and just inspire people's lives, man. Because I tell people all the time, if I've done what I've done up to this point in my life, anybody can do it. You're your own biggest enemy. You're either a victim or a victor.
Yeah.
You're either a loser or a winner. Which one do you want to be?
Yeah.
Because I could tell you right now, both of them are hard to be.
Yeah. For sure.
Which one is the most rewarding though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Being a winner.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing business with you.
Yeah,
Andrew.
for sure, man. And yeah, so just got some graphics going, and like we make big moves. You know, it's like that's
big moves. I like
Yes.
that. Big moves campaign. I like that.
And I pulled out my Steve Jobs hat, I guess, you know, and because I was thinking like I was thinking how he's done a lot of his marketing, and the way I'm packaging this and envisioning it. It's based like I wasn't gonna call it big moves. It was based off the energy that I felt when I was talking to you about it, man.
Sure.
I was like, that's what it should be. I was like gonna call it like the dark red package or like all this. Let's add some colors to it. I don't fucking know, but
The big moves.
But big moves was
like
it,
that.
man, because that's what it is. Like
It's making big moves.
This isn't just big moves for the companies I work with, because that's a lot of that's a lot to go that goes into it. But it's also big moves on my company as well to produce that, like
It's a lot of work.
to produce that amount of work and to have the audacity to go after it, you know.
I'm rooting for you, big dog.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been on your side, you know, and I'm excited for the future, bro, for both of us.
Same.
You know,
same.
for both of us, because I mean, we're the example, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're the example of the leaders in this community, bro.
For sure, man.
You are, I am, what we're doing. I mean, big moves.
Yeah, you big moves like
My wife's gonna hate me because the whole weekend I won't be talking about big moves.
Hey, okay, I like it. Yeah, and I actually, you know, a lot of the big moves package was inspired by what Grant did.
Yeah.
Like I was like, when he did what he did and like showed exactly what he was doing, I was like, this is what I should have been doing from the get, you know, like.
Hey, sometimes it just takes us learning from other people, bro.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And
Because if I knew what I knew 5 years ago, I'd be a multi-millionaire today.
yeah, I got you.
Now, have I made millions of dollars in sales? Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
Do I personally have millions of dollars? No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Trial and error. Trial and error.
For
Will
sure.
I by the end of 2022? Will I be a multi-millionaire? Yes, I will.
Okay.
I have no doubt in my mind, bro. You
Yeah.
know? Will I provide opportunities for the community on a daily basis? Yes, I will.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm excited, bro.
Yeah. So I can't wait to really talk down and really strategize and really get down to the nitty gritty when it comes to that pay. It gets me excited because it's what I like doing. My headphones just cut out.
You know what you got to do is you got to break down the numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I want to make $2 million in sales this year, how much money do I need to make a day, a week, a month?
Mm-hmm.
And put that somewhere so you can look at it every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if you ain't looking at it every day, you're not going to make those sales.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do that for my team.
That's the systems that we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a playbook not only for your employees but for yourself.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
People don't realize, bro, you got to do a lot of sales to accumulate a little bit of money, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm.
Like in my industry, we're at 6% return,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, what does that mean? It means out of $1 million, if the company made 6% of that, we're doing good.
Mm.
It was a winning season.
Wow.
See, people just see the gross number. Everybody wants to share their gross.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to share their actual revenue. You know what their
their
profit
margins
is.
and
That's what I mean.
yeah.
What their profit is. Let's talk numbers, bro. People are so afraid to talk numbers, but without numbers, you ain't gonna be a good business person.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
That's the systems too. Like with my business, we have a very, very high profit margin.
Yeah.
So far, but if you want to make big moves, that profit margin goes a little bit down lower because you got to start hiring people to push that out. But the profit margin is higher, but I don't know what to call it, but the frequency is lower. So the profit
cash
flow is lower.
Cash flow.
So it's like, well, I mean, it's actually depends on how you operate and
Sure.
and what you're doing too.
Cash flow is the number one thing for my business.
Yeah.
Without cash flow, without money constantly coming in, because with the plumbing and heating business, bro, there's so much money going out.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
ridiculous, bro.
And that's what I was getting at. Is there's not a whole lot of money going out.
That's good.
And a lot of it is profit, but to grow to do these big moves things.
Big moves,
it's gonna take some investments and other things, and you know really nailing down it's mostly time is what it is, you know. So
Time is money, bro.
yes, it is.
Time is money. People are afraid to talk about money.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, in the society we live in, money is important. I mean, hands down,
Mm-hmm.
right? Money is not everything. Of course, it's not.
No.
But if you want to live in the society we live in, you got to have some of it.
Yeah.
It's just the truth.
For
you know?
sure.
And, you know, like with me, bro, like in my business, I'm not a greedy person. You know, I was born without money, and I'm gonna die not even taking it with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm not greedy. I share with my company, with the people around me, you know, and money is just a tool, bro. That's what people fail to realize is money is just a tool to me. A tool to create opportunities, a tool to advance in life, a tool to live the life you want, you know, a tool to let people live the life they want, right? And people are afraid to talk about money. But we're businesses, man. This is part of the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. How do you pump money into the system and how do you return it back to you, right? Because like I don't, in my business, it's always a constant game of get paid, out this hand, pay other people, you know? And that's why society works, is because we're doing that.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So,
The
exchange of
movers,
exchange of goods, you know,
the big movers.
But damn, we're vibing out today.
Yeah,
huh?
dude. Yeah,
we ain't even talking about my businesses. We're just vibing out.
We were talking about it. We're talking about it.
No, I know, but that's what I meant when I came in here today. I said, hey, Andrew, this is our third podcast. I just want to vibe out and talk business.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, whatever that is, you know, and anybody want to really know who I am and what my business is, I don't mean to sound arrogant, but just Google me or listen to the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know?
We got 2 episodes. Your episode was the first episode that did really well. Your first appearance.
You want a secret? It's because I promoted it.
I know, man. That's what I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
got to make those investments.
that's what I'm saying. People don't get that. I mean, they come and take their time to do on the podcast, and some people don't even promote it at all.
You
It's
gotta
like,
promote it, man.
What are you doing, man?
Gotta promote it. Gotta promote it. I know. I think like in the first few days there was like 462 views or something like that, and then it kept going.
Yeah. And see, that's awesome because
So-
if you promote that, you promote me too. So I love that. Yeah.
Already, big dog. Already. I already know. So
Yeah.
But-
So I was just thinking about the cash flow thing, and it's like, yes, I guess if I calculate other things, the margins aren't as high as I think they are. Like if I actually put more money into, because I've been doing a lot of sweat equity.
Yeah.
But now that I'm at a different level, I can actually like invest more in like different marketing kind of things, and you know, like start, and then that will lower the margins a little bit, you know, per cost per acquisition, you know, cost per lead or whatever.
get with Brian at. I'm gonna give a shout out here. Brian with BRW Tax and Accounting.
Okay. Well, I just do my own taxes on TurboTax.
That's but if you want to really understand your numbers and stuff like that
for business and stuff.
Yeah, bro, because you know, that's Rihanna Warner's husband, Brian
Okay.
Warner, and Werner, I should say.
My
If I
thing is,
said that right.
I have a problem.
We all have problems.
My main problem is I don't like people knowing my numbers. I keep that close and I guard that, and that's actually an issue that's something I need to get over if I want to grow.
Get over it, bro.
Yeah.
Get over it. I mean, it's all right for accounting, and you know, I got a bookkeeper this year that she's immaculate, bro. I could pull up my numbers right now, and have real life data of what's going on.
Nice.
You know, like I know every day how much money came in and how much money went out. Every single day I know that. I didn't know that previous years because I didn't care about it, right? I was neglected it, right? I didn't know any better. I was a young business owner. But now, bro, numbers is the heartbeat to your business.
Yeah.
If you don't have a roadmap on your numbers, you ain't know where you're headed. I almost ran my business into the ground in 2019. But you just keep moving forward and learn and grow and make shit happen.
Yeah, and I definitely, you know, I don't want to be in a position I was in a few months ago, so I want to make sure I get, like you said when you first walked in here, it's about like making sure you're making all the right moves as well, you know, and I want to make sure that I make all the right moves. I have no debt right now. I paid off all my debt announcing here on the podcast.
Hey, that's something to be proud of. I can't wait till I could say that.
Well, I mean, I've paid off the debt, and the goal is to get either a living van or a house.
Get you a van, bro.
I actually have a brilliant idea. Brian, my guy Brian, he has a company called Living Vans that he recently started. He needs to come on for a second episode for that company, actually.
I seen him doing that.
And what's cool about that, we talked numbers the other day about, you know, buying the van, because apparently you can get a mortgage loan for a tiny house or stuff like that. I didn't know that. Right. But so the goal is to get to buy the van outright, pay Brian, you know, it's about 250 hours, about $50 an hour to pay him to convert it, is what he said, and then pay for the materials, and then that'll be about $60,000 total. sell the van for like $90,000 because I'm gonna make it look really nice, and sell the van for $90,000, take $30,000 profit, and then build another one that I keep.
That's genius because that's a big thing right now. Mm-hmm. That's a huge thing.
I could easily sell I could sell a living van like so easily, and I just put the time in to build it and make it, and also Brian's making money with his business. He's 250 hours at $50 an hour is a nice check.
You should do it, bro.
Yeah. So the goal is to build two of them and sell one and take profit. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur, dude. I'm thinking of how because that would solidify like a year's. Pretty much, I live very humbly. Like that would solidify all of my expenses.
Live below your means, bro.
Yes, exactly.
You have to live below your means until you don't have to anymore. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So I would make a good amount of money just off of that first one, and then be able to make the second one, and then just still be well off.
Go for it.
Yeah. So
ain't nothing wrong with living in those vans. Those vans are nice, man.
Yeah.
You seen those vans?
Yeah.
Man, I got some
Especially
nice work vans.
if you're me, single, no kids, that's perfect for that. I think. Because it's kind of harder when you have kids, I've heard, when you have a living van.
I'm sure. I got 4, bro. They run amok.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I know.
I guess it's all just how you look at life, with anything, like maybe now your kids are outside more because you have a living van. I don't know.
All about perspectives, bro.
Yeah.
That's what life and business is about. It's about perspectives,
For sure, man.
Yeah, you should do that, bro. That'd be cool.
So yeah, and I want to hook Brian up with some business, that'll be nice. I'm actually I'm talking about him of doing some other sales things. Yeah, man, you just got tired out of nowhere, dude.
Nah, man, it's so I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning, non-negotiable.
I like it.
Non-negotiable. I go to bed at midnight, sometimes 2 in the morning. I still get up at 4 a.m.
Okay.
So that's just something that I've bred into my discipline, something that I need. I get up,
I dig it.
Work out, go beast mode in the gym, right?
Yeah. That's what Michael said that he was going to call unconventional first. He was going to call it beast mode.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of unconventional.
Unconditional.
Unconventional. Already dropping the ball, Michael. Sorry, bro. No. But yeah, that's August 19th. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be one of the speakers.
Yes.
I'm kind of a wild card speaker, as you like to call it, right? And you guys should come check it out or look on Facebook, the Unconditional Event here in Colorado Springs. Mm-hmm. It's going to be at the Vibe Stadium here in Colorado Springs, sir. UC Health Stadium. And I'm going to bring some heat, bro.
Okay.
I'm going to bring some heat. I'm going to bring some real life knowledge, real life experiences, and how the only thing that got me out of the holes that I've dug myself in life and in business was action. Yeah. Was action is how I took the actions to turn shit around, man.
Mm-hmm. How do you take action when you're just so beat up and you don't want to?
By the grace of God.
Okay.
By the grace of God, you just take action, bro. No matter what. Mm-hmm. It's what I've learned, right, in my life. It's all a mindset thing, bro. Like your body can shut down, right? Like when I climbed Pikes Peak last August, the last 2 miles, my body was done. My legs were done. Nothing was working, right?
Okay.
But because my mind told my body, you got to keep going, because my mind took action on my body, I made it up to the top.
Yeah.
And that's the thing what I learned, bro, is when you're beat down, when you're ready to throw in the towel, when you're ready to sign those bankruptcy papers, you do everything that's possibly in your power, and that's by taking action.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, I did this, I did that, I've done this, I've done that, but truly in your heart, and in your mind and your brain, did you really do everything you could? Mm-hmm. Did you really take every actions that you could?
Yeah, and that's something. I never feel like I've taken enough actions as I could.
Same here.
Sometimes I do.
Same here, bro.
But I've always most of the times I don't. I feel like I could have always done more.
Yeah, where I'm from, we call it half stepping, right?
Okay.
You're either all the way in or you're all the way out. Mm-hmm. There's no in between. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. Gary Vaynerchuk calls it half pregnant. You can't be half pregnant because you're either pregnant or you're not.
Yeah, exactly. You're all the way in or you're not.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You're either gonna take a full step or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I learned, bro. Is through the actions you take in this life, ultimately is gonna determine the outcome, good or bad. Right? You take negative actions, what do you get? You get negative results. Mm-hmm. Right? You take positive actions, chances are you're gonna get positive.
And they build on
results.
each other, like
They do.
like the positive ones and the negative ones.
They
So
do.
every action will build 2 more actions.
They do. So the Unconditional Event, there's gonna be some great speakers there. I'm a wild card, right? I'm one of the youngest speakers there,
Okay.
with probably the most diverse background.
Oh, jinx.
The diverse background and you know where I came from and where I'm at today, and how anybody that takes actions in their life could ultimately lead up to wherever they want to be. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's what I'm gonna be speaking about. And you know, August 19th. You need some tickets? Get at me.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook, Diego Lujan, Instagram, alpha_elite_plumbing. So yeah, man.
Sounds good, man. I guess we'll start wrapping this up. It's been about an hour, 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this has been great, man. We've been just chopping it up, dude.
Vibing it out. And again, thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Full of gratitude for everything that you do.
Thank you.
For the community and for the podcast. So.
All right, man. Well, this has been the COS Business Podcast today here with Diego Lujan with Plumb-Tech and Alpha Elite Plumbing and Heat. And is it Alpha Elite Plumbing and Heat, or did you change it? Plumbing, Heat.
It's plumbing, heating, and air.
Plumbing, heating, and air.
Yep.
I have it so memorized in my brain because you sponsored the show, so I had like the.
I know we had to change it for marketing purposes.
No, it makes sense, yeah. Because if you add that in there, then you got to make sure that it's branded correctly.
That they know. So
Yeah.
Alpha Elite Plumbing, Heating, and Air. So.
Yeah. Well, sounds good, man.
Right on,
we'll see
brother.
you guys on the next episode, and bye-bye.
Peace. Good episode, bro.
Yeah. My ears just got hot in here a little bit, didn't it?
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you. Hey, bro, I was in a podcast. Sorry about that.